That's right, guys, I'm dedicating the next week of my life to building inside of a video game. You may be asking yourself, why is the great almighty Galaxy Arcane doing this? Well, it's because I want to be the greatest of the greats of the building. Yeah. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's actually get on with the video now. So to start a build, you need to have an idea of what you want to build. And I'm not creative, so I'm just gonna ask someone on Kick.
I like the colonial style, I think.
Well guys, it's official. I'm gonna make a colonial style house in Minecraft. Let's do this. So first, I started out with making a wool base. That way I knew exactly the kind of foundation that I want for it. The shapes, the sizes, the nooks, the crannies. After getting all the wool built, I replaced all the bottom blocks with bricks because those are the bottom of our frame, and then the rest with wood because that's going to be our wood frame for the build. After the frame was finished, I went in and filled all the walls up with planks, and then I textured it with stripped oak logs because they're very similar to planks but look a bit different. Once all the walls were done, I put in holes for the windows. After finishing all the walls and everything, I had to get the roof on there because I don't want to do that at the complete end. I really suck at roofs, so I know I'm going to have to work on that a lot over this week, but honestly, I think it turned out kind of nice. So after about an hour or two of detailing and comparing it to an actual colonial house that I found off the internet, I finally decided, okay, I think it's done. So here is the final results. Into day 2, I was ready for a challenge. I wanted to make something big, grand, and spectacular. I wanted to add a tower in the back, but sadly, I couldn't work it in there properly. But I think the final product still finished out good. I decided to make this really tall, and I actually decided to try out a new style. You'll see that later whenever I do the roof, before I do anything else. But I think I did a pretty good job on building the frame and everything, so let's move on. So before I went onto the roof, I decided I wanted to get this little bottom part done. So I used a world edit command that I learned where you add percentages of what you want to add into it and just replace whatever you're replacing. And it will come out just like so. I know I did tweak this a lot off camera pretty much, but it still looks nice. So I was looking around for a roof design and I found one on Pinterest. Here's the design for anybody wondering. Honestly, it's like a really nice design and I did enjoy building it on the build. I think it looks pretty nice. So I messed up and didn't actually record me building the walls, so we'll actually just move on to detailing. This took me roughly half an hour, and I reworked a lot of things in it, but I still think it turned out really, really nice. I really messed up the timing on the replay as well. I kept mousing with things, so the timing didn't come out the best, but at least you can see just about everything that I built. And now it's time for the final shot. Like usual, we went into day 3 and we built the layout using wool. As you could tell, I really wanted to add a tower into this, but in the final end result, I couldn't make it fit. So I did have to scrap the tower idea, but day 5, potentially there might be a tower that day. Just saying. So now that the layout's done, I'm going to start building up on the wooden pillars. That way we have our outer wood frame ready to go and ready to get that roof on. Speaking of roofs, that was kind of my main focus for the day. I started by finding a little thing, that's what you just saw me build, and then I decided I wanted to round it out to make the roof look just a lot nicer and a lot sleeker. And then I had to place down blocks for measurements. Copied it to the other side, and then I started up a gradient with dark prismarine, warped planks, and copper. Came out very, very nice, I do have to say. After that, we copied the build, and we pasted it over onto our wooden frame, and then we flipped it and pasted it on the other side. And then I had to figure out how I was going to do this. I finally figured out just by stacking one of the ends and then bringing the blocks inwards for the little small part. Now that the roof's done, you're going to think, oh, we're going to go watch the walls next, aren't we? No, we're not. And if you don't like it, sue me.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Okay, moving on to post-wall building. You can watch this as we do a before and after shot of the detailing. Watch it, watch. You ready? You ready? Watch this transition. Watch it, watch it, watch it.
Wasn't that fucking amazing? Huh? Wasn't it? Huh? Huh? Oh, you know it was, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're going to comment right now about how amazing that transition was. I know you are. While you're down there, you should like and subscribe. It's free and it helps out a ton. That's it, so let's go on to the whole cinematic shots that I've made, because why not, even though you just saw the whole build. As we jam to this wonderful music that I got from Upbeat.io, which is, guess what? Not today's sponsor. Anyways, we started building up, and yes, you guessed it, a wool layout for the build. After the layout was done, can you guess what we did next? That's right, I made the pillars. That way we have a wood frame for the house. Turns out you can actually use your player movement for the camera inside of Replay Mod, so I thought I would come up with this really cool time lapse, except for it's really fast moving, you can barely tell what's going on. Now that I'm done puking from motion sickness, I moved on to the roof. So I found a design for the roof, because I don't think things myself. Borrow! Not steal, I borrow them from the internet. Whew, almost just exposed myself there. But I borrowed a design that was too tall, so I had to make it a bit flatter. And you could tell it's a bit flatter because of the file names. Not flatter roof, flatter roof. And for the walls, I'm going to use magic. By the snap of my fingers, all the walls will be built. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, so you thought the last transition was cool? Watch this. Isn't that one just a lot better though? Like, honestly, you gotta give me credit for that one. Now that all the detailing's done, let's watch the final render. Going into day 5, we're almost done, and I've gotten a lot better at building, I do have to say. At the start, I thought I couldn't build, but I think in reality, I just never wanted to put my mind to it. I really enjoyed doing this over the week, so let's finally build this tower. I didn't actually get any replay shots because I had too many recordings of it, and I couldn't find the right ones. So, you'll get screenshots, but there will be an ending cinematic. So because this is a tower, we started with the base, and then we built up on the frame. Then I finished all the walls, and the roof was actually last this build because I had a lot of trouble with it. But here is the final render. Sorry that day 5 was incredibly short. I've been kind of feeling just under the weather recently, but I think this is still an amazing video. So let's watch this final cinematic for day 5. Okay, so day 5 was really short. I'm sorry about that. We're back the next day. I'm feeling better though. My eye was crusted over the other morning, so I wasn't feeling too good. But now I'm ashamed of myself because day 6 is horrendous. Like it's fucking horrible. There's no sugarcoating this, okay? It's fucking bad. Just take a look, okay? I don't want to show this, but I have to. Yeah, so that's it. I'm not showing the sides. Fuck, why are you showing the sides? Just don't show the... Why are you showing the back? Come on! Going through a bunch of roller coasters of emotions right now. Can we just skip to day 7? Day 7, we made it to the end. And I feel like I've learned a decent amount about what goes into building and editing. I watched tutorial after some random video that looked interesting because I have the attention span of 2.4 goldfishes. And I've tried so many new things with the editing as well. This was really a challenge for me because I had to have the motivation to build the builds, get the shots of me building, and edit all of this. This is my biggest project yet, and you don't know how awesome this is for me to be able to finally come to the end and finish it up. Anyways, I really wanted to challenge myself with something really large. And you want to know what that is? Thanks a lot, editor. You showed it before they could guess. Come on, man. You're getting fired after this. But yeah, I'm building a castle. And I started out like normal with a wall layout. But instead of actually building up the walls after the layout was the walls. I used the //stack command to make them tall, and then I used the same command I used earlier to texture it all. And doing it this way made it a lot shorter of a process. If I were to hand texture, it would have taken hours. After I was done, I moved on to detailing. After the detailing of the keep, that's the main big building on the inside of the walls for you non-nerds, I went on to building some of the things on the outside. And my dumbass didn't record it. So instead of watching me detail the outside, how about I surprise you with the final build? But before that, I am in a sub race with somebody named Turtlesloth. We both had 555 subs when we started this, but he got an early lead. So, would you be so kind as to go down and hit the subscribe button? Because I really don't want to lose. Thank you for your time. Let's go see the build, shall we?